Hi everyone, I wanted to give you a short little tutorial on how to find fonts to put into your computer to load on your computer's font file so that you have basically a font to fit any theme or instructional context that you're looking to produce. So by now you either have thought about or have produced your instructional context and now you're thinking I've got to do a job aid. So in thinking about your theme, what you might want to do is find and look for inspiration in some of these fonts, and I want to show you how to load them into your computer. So I'm using a Mac. The PC has a few slight differences, but overall it's the same process. However, there will be some differences for those of you that are using PCs. So I want to show you initially, let's say I already know what I want. Halloween is coming, so I want to choose the horror genre. All of these are different genres that you can use. So in the horror genre, you can scroll down and you'll see all sorts of cool things that I want to terrify seventh graders with in my case, because that's my instructional context. I might do some poetry that day, and I just think that'd be awesome. Now, I know seventh graders love zombies, so why don't I go with the one called Zombified? Now, again, these are not for text, like writing paragraphs, things like that. This is for headings. This is for maybe even watermarks or things like that. So it's really nice to have these. So the first thing you do once you find the font you want, and there are thousands of fonts on, again, Dafont.com. So I'm going to pick Zombified. First thing I do is I download it. So I click it and it's going to save a zip file to my desktop. So save file, okay, and it goes right to my desktop. As you can see, it's a zip, and I say save. And then if it's a zip file, I have to unzip it because those are compressed. So I go here, here's Zombified, and now I'm going to uncompress it, unzip it rather, and I use a archive utility which is built into the Mac. They also have something called Stuff It Expander, and there are a host of free ones online as well. Now, what it did is it showed me the font Zombified TTF. Okay, so now if I want to preview it before I download it, or maybe I discover that it's really not something I want, I just want to preview it and take a look at the alphabet, see if they offer uppercase. It's all uppercase in this case. Wow, that is really hurting my eyes, but I'm going to use it anyway. I don't know that I would for a project, but I want to use it for demonstration purposes. So there it is. I'm sold on it. So to put this into my computer, I'm going to right click. I'm going to open it with the font book. That's the Mac app where you put the fonts. On a PC, you have a file for fonts, and you simply put the RTT or RTF font in that folder. And then when you open Word, you should have access to it, or Photoshop, or any graphics or text program. So I'm going to go like this, and it's going to open my font book. It's still not in there yet. I actually have to tell it I want you to go in there. So again, you want to think about ways you're going to use the font. You probably don't want to use any of that for text. It's pretty awful, but it might be great for a heading and a title, and for kerning and things like spreading letters apart, making them larger, smaller, etc. So it says it's not installed, so I'm going to install the font. And it automatically will put it in my font book. It validates it, okay, so it's checking it first. And I will see that in my user fonts, and I spend time downloading fonts, I see Zombified right there. Okay? So after I get that, what's going to happen is I should be able to open Microsoft Word. And here's the thing. Before you use Word, what you want to do is you want to make sure Word is not opened. Like you have to basically shut down Word and open Word so all the fonts can load when the program starts up. Same thing with Photoshop. So my suggestion is get your fonts first, maybe save your work, shut down the app, go get the fonts, then open it back up again. So I'm going to open up Word right here. I could close this if I want. Microsoft Word is opening, and Word is a tool that can work for the entire course. You don't have to have Photoshop or anything fancy, although it's very nice. I used it extensively when I took this course many years ago, and I've been using it a lot in the recent past as well when I design documents for my own students or for my adult learners because that's what I do during the summer. I've had internships in the past, so that's neither here nor there. I just want to show you how this works, and you're probably saying, "Oh, be quiet." So when you're updating font menus, as you can see under the spinning wheel of doom, sometimes it takes a while. Depends on if you have other apps open. It depends on the pixel count within the font itself. It takes processor speed. So you're gonna have to be patient. My suggestion is to not have a bunch of things open while you're trying to download fonts. And of course, maybe you have a much faster computer than mine. But all of these things are worthy of consideration because it takes time. So we're at 99%. 100%, there we are. And magically, that's my chicken, by the way, in the background. That's his name is Benny. All right, so I want to open a new document. And when I start this, as you can see, I want to go find that font in my font collections, or I can go all the way down and I can find Zombified. Now, I can also type it in there. That's fine too. I'm going to make it larger so you can see because maybe it's for headings and titles. And now I have the font I want. And you can tell it looks terrible. So if I make it larger, and this is going to happen. You're going to try it, you're going to put it on your dock and go, oh, that does not work at all. So I have to make it pretty large to even get it where I want it to go. So keep that in mind as you go. This is Dafont.com, and I hope you enjoy using it. Have fun downloading fonts.